we're talking about two teams that are
Very
potentially
good.
top 5 in this league, not just in the NFC North.
These
This
are the
is
top 2 teams in the NFL right
like you have to
now.
throw in the
The
Chiefs.
Lions are playing way better than the Chiefs. The Chiefs are winning, but they are not one of the best teams in football right
You I'm biased with it, but not only is this huge for two teams that are probably top 5 in the league, it's a divisional matchup where whoever wins this game takes the North as of right now. Because with the Vikings still being 5-0, if they lose to the Lions here, 5-1, Lions are 5-1, and they have the tiebreaker.
now.
All
Tiebreaker.
right. Lions offense absolutely dicks down Dallas last week in Dallas, which, we have our thoughts on the Cowboys, but that's still a lot of points that they put up. The big deal is that they lost Aiden Hutchinson, right? So Aiden Hutchinson having a prolific year, I don't know how they're going to replace his production. Hutchinson over, these first 6 games, 45 pressures. The next highest pressure rate on this team is Onwuzurike with 17. And then defensive lineman Ali McNeil had 16. I don't know where they're going to be getting the extra pressure from. There's lots of talks of do they need to trade for someone, and I absolutely think that if they want to save their season, they need to because the secondary, while it does have some really good guys back there, Brian Branch in particular,
Branch.
they are still susceptible to giving up these big plays. The secondary is suspect to an extent, and then if that defensive line isn't getting any pressure, it's just going to add even more problems for that secondary. And you're going up against my Vikings team. They are able to do a lot passing the ball. Aaron Jones expected to play this game. He's going to be able to affect the game in the run game, but also as a receiver. We're not seeing any TJ Hawkinson. They did say that he's out for this game despite practicing, and apparently his GPS metrics showing that he's faster than he was before the injury. I mean, that's a lot of fluff to me. I want to see it on the field, but traditionally, Hawkinson has come off of injury or coming into not having played with this team that puts up big games. Like when Hawkinson's back, which I think he'll be back for a Thursday game next week, he's going to be at full speed, full strength, ready to go. Um, you don't want to throw him into a fucking bare knuckles brawl, which is what this game is probably going to end up being is a fucking bare knuckles brawl because we got this explosive offense and an explosive defense for the Vikings. This two head coaches on this team with nothing but creativity and especially on that defense, a whole lot of vigor uh and interesting fucking assignments and plays. Like Flores was asked this week, Ben Johnson has so much creativity on his side of the ball. What are you going to do to compete with that? And he said, I'm fighting fire with fire this week. And that really makes me go 6 to midnight because I know Flores can do that.
He's
He
gonna decide
has
some shit.
he has a lot of crazy shit that he can do. Now, Jared Goff is one of the better quarterbacks against pressure,
Oh,
but you also have a guy in Aaron Rodgers who is known for being good against pressure. He is one of the smartest when it comes to football and at quarterbacks out there. And we get 3 interceptions and a pick six against him, which is unheard of. Every quarterback that we've gone up against, and there's been some good ones this year, has been basically put in a blender because Flores is just doing some crazy ass shit with that defense. He's scheming so well, and we had the extra week to plan and prepare for this being on bye week. Um, Vikings are the only undefeated team against the spread this year. Yes, they didn't play last week, so that matters a little bit, but the only team undefeated against the spread. That home crowd, especially when we were playing versus the Texans, showed to be insane. They got multiple penalties called against that team, against the Texans, just because of how loud they were. I expect, like, the fans know how big of a game this is. So, US Bank Stadium is going to be rocking. And then back to that Lions pass defense being rough. Nick Mullins was our quarterback last year for our 2 games versus the Lions. Nick Mullins threw for over 800 yards in those 2 games versus the Lions. If we're putting out a Sam Darnold who has been playing better, yes, he still is going to have his 1 or 2 plays where he's turnover worthy per game, which could absolutely matter big time in this game because I think it's going to be a shootout to an extent. Uh, I have more faith in Darnold being able to put up big games than Mullins. And Mullins again, 800 yards in 2 games, a bunch of tuds. So it's going to be fun to watch. I don't know. Will the Lions have the stamina after trotting out offensive linemen to get catches on offense and everything like that versus the Cowboys last week. Are they going to have the stamina to go? Uh, this is a really really good team in the Lions, like well coached. They are that black and blue type of team. They're good at running the ball. Vikings have been very good against the run, but that being said, they've gotten big leads early, and then teams have gone away from the run. They've gone to the pass. So with the two running backs there in Detroit, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how Flores' defense stacks up against that offense. As far as our offense going against the Lions defense, I mean, I want to give them credit because they're a very good team, but I feel much more confident in our offense being able to go out there and compete, especially with Aaron Jones in the backfield. Um, so I think that Vikings are absolutely going to be able to put up plenty of points here, and it's going to be whether or not Flores' creativity is going to stack up well against that Lions creativity. Um, I'm really hoping for a good game here. I would love to see a Vikings like 30-33 versus a Detroit 17-20. I don't know that I'm going to see that though because these are two fucking really good teams. This is a playoff game that you're getting to see here in week 7. And I'm
Over
legitimately
under in
worried.
this game of 50.5 as
Yeah.
well.
I'm legitimately scared going up against the Lions. I feel like, especially after, I didn't expect what I saw versus the 49ers. I didn't expect what I saw versus the Texans this year. But now I kind of feel like this is what this team is. They're very good and they're going up against a very good team. So we absolutely have a shot here. A lot of the Vegas money is on the Lions on this one. So
Hmm.
it's a tough one here. I don't blame anyone for taking the Lions plus the points, but I'm going to ride my Vikings minus the 1.5 for this game.
Okay. All right. So my analysis is going to be a little quicker because I'm going to scream about something here in just a
Alrighty.
second. Yeah, turn the headphones down, everybody. So listen, man, you guys are a very, very, very good team. I think the Lions' run game is going to be easily the best run game you guys have faced all year. Like you brought it up yourselves, you haven't had to deal with a run game that just keeps coming at you and keep coming at you and keep coming at you. Maybe against the 49ers, but not this Lions team is so dynamic with their backfield. Montgomery, they got him going. The way they can work off a play action pass, they're very good. You guys are this is going to be an excellent game. I could be completely wrong. This is going to be one of the closest games we have all week. I expect this to be the game of the week, maybe game of the year level type game. One of those playoffs in fucking October games. So I'm very, very excited. But there is something different about this Lions team. They are special. They are buying in. That loss to the Buccaneers, man, it set a fire up under this team's ass because they could not get the ball. They could not get that run game going. They have had no fucking problem since. They re-signed their guy. I love your Vikings team. I root for your Vikings team. But man, this Lions team is on a fucking warpath. I think you guys are the top two teams in the NFL right now. And I think the Lions might be the number one team. If they can get a guy in to bring some pass rush to replace Hutchinson, they're going to the Super Bowl. They're fucking really good right now. They are playing special. They are playing hot. I cannot wait to watch this game.